Hey, good morning. This is Councillor Glen. This is take 2 of our live video this morning. I lost my internet connection. I don't think that's happened before in one of these videos. So I'll start again. We didn't get too far into it. Anyways, first of all, I'm here outside of Quitters Coffee. Why am I here? Because we had some sad news this week that Quitters will be closing on March 7th or 8th. Owner Kathleen Edwards has sold it to Equator. So we're still getting a good independent coffee shop in here, but we're losing Quitters. And Quitters for the past 7.5 years has been an important gathering point for our community. Lots of really fond memories here for so many people. Somebody called it once Stittsville's unofficial city hall. And I think that captures some of what I felt here. It's a place where you always ran into friends and neighbors. I'm out back here and just ran into some old neighbors here on my way in. Kathleen, thank you for everything that you've done for our community over the past 7+ years. And good luck. I understand you are really focusing in on your music and some touring and some travel. We will miss you, but we'll be cheering you on wherever you end up. I want to talk about a few things. First of all, going way beyond Ottawa over to what's happening in the Ukraine. A lot of concern from our community. We have friends, we have family members, and we care about other people on our planet, and very concerned about what's happening with the Russian invasion of Ukraine. At City Hall this week, we raised the Ukrainian flag in solidarity with Ukraine to show our support. And there's a number of things happening around our community over the next week in support as well. I'll mention one of them. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. there's a rally for the Ukraine in front of the Russian embassy. That's near Strathcona Park in Sandy Hill. It's at 2 p.m. There's information on Facebook and online if you search around a bit. I'll try to find a link and add it to the comments here in the post. The other thing that I saw on the way in this morning is Red Cross is seeking donations to help with relief efforts, and the federal government will be matching public donations dollar for dollar. So if you're looking to make a difference and help our people in Ukraine, a donation to the Red Cross would certainly be appreciated. Let's go to downtown. Obviously the occupation, I'll say cautiously, the occupation is over. Maybe I can say with certainty the worst of it is over. There's still police downtown. They're still keeping an eye on things and making sure that there's not a return of any kind of illegal demonstrations that might be happening downtown. I'd like to say a thank you again to Ottawa Police and their partners from across Canada for the operation last weekend to clear the occupation. And also, besides police, also other emergency services, other city personnel, the MTO, very much a cooperative effort amongst a lot of different groups in law enforcement and the government to bring it to a safe and efficient ending. So thank you for that. This week at City Council, our focus is on trying to support some of the businesses that have really lost a lot of business over the course of February. So a few things that we've done. We've made parking at city lots free for the next month. We've made bus and O-train free for the next month, so trying to encourage people to come back downtown. We've offered a tax deferral program for downtown businesses. We've made some major investments in economic recovery through the business improvement associations, and we've also called on the provincial government to match the federal relief fund for businesses downtown. And another thing that sounds a bit silly, but it's in a good spirit. We've declared March 14th as another Valentine's Day in Ottawa. So many restaurants downtown rely on Valentine's Day for a big part of their business in February, and obviously they lost that due to the ongoing occupation. So celebrate a second Valentine's Day by going downtown. I don't usually ask people to support businesses outside of our community. I'm always talking about supporting local Stittsville businesses, but it's okay to make an exception this time for the businesses downtown that have suffered a lot, and the people who work there as well suffered so much over the month of February. So if you do get a chance to go downtown and do some shopping or support a local restaurant, please do. They would appreciate it. And parking at city lots is free, or you can take the bus or O-train down there for free as well. What else? Oh, we did approve temporarily to keep Wellington closed. There is a concern about security, so Wellington Street from Bank to Elgin is going to remain closed, I believe, till the end of the year, and we're going to look into if that's something that should happen permanently. I know a number of Stittsville residents have shared your must be closed to vehicles. It would not be closed to pedestrians and cyclists. So, but there's a bit of work that needs to go into that to make sure it's done properly and it's achieving the goals. On another citywide thing, obviously COVID-19 is still a concern. I wanted to remind people that the vaccination clinics are still open and still highly recommended that you get your first dose, your second dose, and your booster shot. And there's some people, older people in our okay, we're back. I started talking about COVID. COVID-19. First of all, still highly recommended you get your first dose, your second dose, and your booster shot. Booster shots are now available for kids 12 to 17. You can go to clinics like the Eva James Clinic. A lot of local pharmacies are also offering COVID shots. You can do drop-in appointments at the City of Ottawa clinics. I was there with my teenager this week, and we were in and out in about 20 or 30 minutes. Very quick, very efficient. You don't need an appointment. Just drop in whenever you get a chance. COVID-19 vaccines and booster shots are the best way to protect your own health and the health of the community. So please take some time to do that. I was attending yesterday a really interesting symposium conference called the Alpha Conference. That's the Association of Local Public Health Authorities. I was attending in my role as part of the Ottawa Board of Health, and a really interesting group of speakers talking about the COVID-19 situation here in Ontario, but also all of the other aspects of public health that have really been impacted by the focus on COVID-19. So I'll try to share some more information about that in the coming week about what I learned and what I'm hearing. We also have a Board of Health meeting on Monday where we'll be getting an update on the local COVID-19 situation. Another thing at City Hall this week, if you're interested in the city's zero-emissions bus fleet, the move to buy e-buses, the Auditor General released some recommendations and a report on the city's pilot project so far. I know there's a lot of people in our community who are following this, so a good one to check out if you'd like more information. There's some details on my website at glengower.ca. Let's get local, because I've got a really big piece of local news. This week, Planning Committee approved what's called a front-ending agreement for Robert Grant Avenue from Abbott Street to Hazeldean. Translated into English, basically that means we've got approval to move ahead on Robert Grant Avenue as soon as possible. We should see shovels in the ground late summer, early fall. It still needs council approval in March, but a big milestone by getting Planning Committee's approval on that. It's a $20 million project, and it'll be Robert Grant Avenue going from Abbott Street to Hazeldean. It'll include the roadway, the full bicycle path, sidewalks, room for future bus rapid transit as well. It'll be the first, once that's built, it'll be the first contiguous sidewalk from Fernbank to Hazeldean Road in that part of the community. So an incredibly important mobility, transportation link in our community. I'm super excited about that, and I'll be sharing some more information soon. This morning, the first edition of our Volunteer Connect newsletter was released, so thank you to the over 200 people who signed up to get alerts about volunteer opportunities in our community. You can do that as well. Just go to glengower.ca/volunteers. Wanted to put in a request. We are organizing a special Zoom meeting for leaders of different racialized communities, different multicultural communities in Stittsville. And so if you are the leader of one of those communities here in our neighborhood, Stittsville, maybe West St. Canada as well, send me an email. I'd like to extend an invite to you to participate in that. We've got some invites that we're going to be sending out this week, but really want to be sure that we're connecting to as many people as possible, really from all over the world. Whether you're from Eastern Europe or whether you're from Southeast Asia, we're trying to connect with the different groups that represent Stittsville's diversity. So please send me a note if you're a leader of one of those groups. I'd love to connect and send you an invite to that. Coming up this week, we have a pre-construction meeting on March 1st for Campanale's development on Orchard Drive. This is just off of Fringewood, north of Cloverloft Court. So if you live on Cloverloft, for sure, if you live in the Fringewood neighborhood, if you live in Granite Ridge, this might be something of interest to you. We're going to have Campanale there, and it's basically a session so you can find out about the potential construction impacts and ask any questions you have about that construction. That's March 1st. There's information on my website. If you live in the south part of Stittsville, particularly Edenwylde, heads up that the detours for the trunk sewer construction are going to be starting probably around March break or so. So there'll be lane reductions on Fernbank, just at Fernbank at Edenwylde, basically, so between Shea Road and Liard Street. But also, if you live in Edenwylde, you won't be able to get onto Fernbank from Edenwylde, and there's going to be a detour via Casanti. Again, there's information on my website. There'll be lots of signage up, but just watch for some impacts to traffic coming up in March break. If you use the bus stops on Fernbank, you can still access the bus stops, no problem there. My team wanted me to remind everyone about something. It's about if you are someone who drives your child to school, please make sure you're respecting all of the no parking signage. Please make sure you're driving slowly and safely in the area. We are getting a ton of emails and concerns from residents about the traffic and parking situations near our local schools, just about every school in the community. And one of the things that I think is just the basic thing that you can do to improve safety is just follow the rules as they're posted there. If it says no parking, please don't park. If you are driving through, please slow down and do not go above the speed limit. I've had a lot of updates today. There's one last thing I want to mention, which is on Friday, I am doing open office hours at my ward office at Cardell Rec. I believe it's 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I should have checked that before I started the video, but just feel free to drop by. No appointment necessary. If you have any questions or concerns or just want to come and say hi, 11 to 1 at Cardell Rec at my ward office. And if those hours don't work for you, send me an email or give me a call and we can set up a meeting in person or by Zoom or by phone at any time during the week, and I'd love to talk to you. Thank you for watching. Sorry about some of the technical difficulties there a little bit earlier. Thank you for watching on Facebook or YouTube. Thank you for listening on a podcast platform. I hope you have a great week. I hope you get outside to do some skating or cross-country skiing or tobogganing. Whatever you like to do, it's a great weekend to get outside. I'm sure it's going to warm up. It's a little cold now, but we'll warm up. We'll get a good weekend in. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you next Saturday. Take care. Bye-bye.